Brian. A deadly dose of caffeine, soda, a McDonald's latte, and an energy drink blamed for the death of a 16-year-old boy in South Carolina. The healthy teenager with no history of heart problems collapsed in his high school class shortly after drinking a lethal combo. Here with warnings that every parent needs to know is Dr. Teo Mendez, an orthopedic surgeon with New York Orthopedics. Thank you so much, Dr. Mendez, for being here.
Pleasure.
This is pretty scary. It hits very close to home because it happened in Richland County, which is where I grew up. But this is a deadly. He had these 3 drinks and he died. It's
a terrible story. It's really sad. I mean, I think we need to be vigilant and realize that these energy drinks, and this is really, I think the X factor is the energy drink. We know what the lethal dose of caffeine is. For a home brewed coffee, for the average adult, it's about 100 cups of coffee.
So you can have 100 cups at one sitting if you're making coffee at home.
Right. I mean,
that's a lot.
That's the lethal dose for 50% of the population. When you start having these energy drinks, there's a wide variability in the amount of caffeine in them. For example, a Red Bull has 80 milligrams of caffeine. Some of these other energy drinks, something called Red Line, can have up to 500 milligrams of caffeine, so 7 times as much.
Wow.
Additionally, they put in other stimulants, things like guarana, which is a seed from the Brazilian rainforest, which has twice the content of caffeine as a coffee bean, things like taurine. Now, really, the statement from the American Academy of Pediatrics is that no adolescent, no child should be drinking energy drinks because of these risks.
When can your kids start drinking energy drinks?
Not until they're 18.
Okay. This kid had 3 of them. Can you just drink one, though, and you're okay?
No, I think if you're under 18, I would follow the guidelines of the American Academy of Pediatrics, and we really should be monitoring our kids and not allowing them to drink energy drinks.
You talked about 100 cups at one sitting if you're at home and you're brewing using your K-cup machine, or if you're just brewing a big pot of coffee. But if you go to Starbucks, they have more caffeine in them, right?
Again, there's also wide variability, and that's the other issue. We don't have labels for caffeine content as we do for calories or other things. So a venti Starbucks coffee has about 400 milligrams of caffeine in it. A smaller grande will probably have about a half that, but it's still a lot more caffeine than you're getting.
Are there some warning signs? I mean, for folks who are drinking coffee this morning, or heart palpitations, what happens?
So I mean, that's when you start to get toxic doses of caffeine, you get anxious, you get sweaty, you get diaphoretic. Your blood pressure goes up, you get the heart palpitations, and you get a general feeling of nervousness. Headaches are additionally common when you overdose on caffeine.
So what do you do?
Yeah, you should be vigilant. I mean, especially with young kids. You need to tell them to stay away from these energy drinks. Especially in sport, there's some confusion between the difference between a sport drink and an energy drink, and teens who are playing sports, are using these things before they work out, before big sports games, and I think parents need to be vigilant.
If you have some of these symptoms, what do? You go to the hospital?
Yeah, you should, absolutely.
All right, it's very scary.
It is.
Thank you so much for your insight.
My pleasure.
All right.